Hi, this is Don with Don and Kel's Outdoor Adventures. And it's springtime here in Phoenix, and it's a beautiful time to get out and do some exploring. So today we're going to be doing an ATV ride. I got a trail in mind that I haven't been on before. It's got some good reviews. And we're actually going southeast of Phoenix today. The reason is because it's a little hazy out there, and I believe it's because of the tunnel fire that's been burning up in Flagstaff, Arizona, for about a week and a half, and I think it looks like the smoke has finally gotten down here into the valley. I hope it doesn't ruin some of our views. Kel is not going to be with us today. He's been wintering down in Rocky Point, Mexico, and so we hope to get down to see him in a month or so to see what he's been up to. I'm about ready to take off, but there's a couple things I wanted to go over before I leave. Since I'm out here by myself today and Kel's not with me, there's several precautions that I always take, even when Kel and I are together. And number one is to let somebody know where you're going. And so this morning I printed out a map, told my wife exactly, the route I'm taking, the name of the trail. It's Montana Mountain Loop, and all that kind of information, so that if I don't come home tonight, they got a place to start looking. That hasn't happened yet. But another precaution I always take is I have a really good trail app that I use, that it tells me the trails, a little of the conditions from other riders and so forth. And so I always trust that. I always use that. I know exactly where I'm at. And it's important to download those maps before you go, while you're in Wi-Fi service or phone service, so that when you get out there and there's nothing, around, you still have the map. So let's go have some fun. This is where we just came from. We're about 3,000 feet in elevation. So we came from there, came up this road, and we're going to be going up that way there. We're starting to climb. Gain some elevation here. So right about at 17 miles, the road gets a little bit rough. I put it in 4-wheel drive. It wasn't that bad, but I don't know if a truck could make it. Of course, Jeeps and Razors, things like that. But yeah, it gets a little rough up here. It's turning into junipers, and there's supposed to be some pine trees up here. Well, I think this is a good place to stop for lunch. We've been going for a couple hours now. Been up in the junipers. I really haven't seen any pine trees per se, but some really nice green foliage from the juniper trees, and it's just really lush. On the backside or the downside of the loop, you come across this cabin. It's a little access road. You got to come back and find it, but you can see it from the road. But wow, pretty interesting. First, there's the roof. It's supposed to be up there. Big walls. Here we are back at the staging area. Just finished our adventure, and it was, I gotta say, it's a beautiful, beautiful ride. You go up through some saguaro cactus, some beautiful canyons, and then you get to the top, and there are actually some trees up there. They look like pine trees, but they're not. They're junipers, but it's beautiful. It turns green. It's cooler. The views are magnificent, so it's a beautiful ride. Now, on the loop, on the way back down, it wasn't as impressive, and I have to tell you that when I came down, there is a cut through on the Hewitt Station bypass road. Well, I was told by the ATV guys that I saw in the beginning that that road, they actually put a gate in there. So I didn't want to run into that doing that bypass, but there are some other roads, and if you just follow the app, the blue line on the app, it does take you around that dead end there. So it took me a little longer to get back than I thought. The actual loop was 38.3 miles according to the app, and I went 46.3, so 8 additional miles, just kind of probably wandering around. But it was a good trip, still had plenty of gas and all that. Another thing, a couple things I learned is when I got up to the top, my phone said I only had 20% left in my battery, and so that was going to cut down on my filming coming down the mountain. The lesson I learned is I forgot that I have a USB charging port on my ATV, so if I just had a cable, I could have been charging it the whole time. So lesson learned, take a cable with you. And that's about it. But all in all, it was a beautiful adventure. And sorry, Kel, you missed it, but there's many more to come. So have a good ride on the Montana Mountain Loop Trail. I definitely recommend it.